Now, the big feature, and this is what makes me really excited, is support for other controllers, starting with this one, the PlayStation 4 controller. So now, you're like, okay, Steam Controller API, that's cool, but like, do I really care about the Steam Controller? How many people really have one? Oh, we're on track to sell 1 million. That's a pretty big number. But Steam is now adding support for other controllers, and you interact with this guy exactly like you work with the Steam Controller API. So if you add native support for your Steam controller, this guy works basically for free. And there's a lot of these lugging around in places. So let's talk about why the PlayStation 4 controller first. Why did they pick this first? Well, first, because it's just a great device. It's a lovely little device. Second, it's got pretty standard gamepad controls, that people are familiar with, that people like. A lot of games that have been ported from consoles or have console versions, are already kind of basically designed with this sort of device in mind. It's got a gyro and it's got a touchpad, which are unique features that it shares in common with the Steam controller that the Steam controller API is able to support. And most crucially, existing native support was just terrible, just sucked and was awful. Like, I've tried to use a PS4 controller on PC and it's just not great at the moment. And so this really fills a hole. So that's the reason this came before other devices, is that other devices, work pretty good on PC already. This fills a hole, this meets that demand. So Steam is not yet ready to announce what other devices or dates or anything like that, but I've heard they are working on other controllers. So that'll be cool to hear what those are, because I'm definitely going to get a rubber chicken to work on this system. Anyway, so here is an example of what it looks like. You've already seen this. You have binding here. This is for Doom in particular. So it'll show the binding for whatever device you've got. The inputs will be specific to whatever device that is. So the little rubber ball inside the rubber chicken, will be on here or whatever. This is what happens when Valve gets a third-party person to come and talk. But you can see that this stuff is stuff you already expect. But here you've got PS4-style glyphs. So when you call that get action origins, you're going to get these guys. And so you should have these guys in your asset library too, and those will be unique enums that are different. And this is why it's great to base your stuff around actions and not inputs, because previously you might have specific code for Xbox 360, specific code for Steam controller, specific code for PS4, for Rubber Chicken, for, everything that you're supporting in your game. Now you just care about the action. And as long as the action is defined in a way that is sensible, that has the right properties set, and has a good default configuration, you don't have to care anymore. You can have clean input code, and the user can have a really nice interface configuration system to just dial in exactly how it should be, rather than relying on you getting it right the first time.